being unbothered versus acting unbothered. This is a topic that we have to talk about because this comes up a lot in female communities. In my community, it comes up a lot. It's really, if you go at the core of this, it comes down to, are we trying to look a certain way? Are we trying to be perceived a certain way? Versus are we just existing in it? So the best example that's coming into my mind right now to share with you is a while ago, maybe it was last year, maybe earlier this year, I got a comment from someone on YouTube saying, you still need inner work, Mina. You need a lot of inner work because you delete comments and block people. And by the way, I don't sit there deleting comments. When you block people, it instantly deletes any comment that they've ever left. So YouTube takes care of it for me. However, so she was like going off and off and off about this. And it made me realize that there is this huge premise around like being triggered and being unbothered that's become more about how we appear to other people, how we look performing versus actually being unbothered. So let me give you like different examples of this, using this comment as an example that will help you realize that it's not unbothered isn't something that we act out. It is something that we are internally, and when we're not, we do inner work around it. And this comment was also assuming that it was a insult to say that someone needs inner work. Inner work is a beautiful thing. It's not insult. I have been doing inner work for 44 years and I'm obsessed with it. It's my passion. That's why I created an entire global movement around inner work, because I love it so much. So this is also not a bad thing. I'm always looking for places where I need more inner work so that I can hold more life, more joy, more love, more fun, more pleasure, more money. So this is a good thing. When we find places where we need inner work, that's the first thing I want to say, that this is not a bad thing. This is not a negative thing. So let's go back to this comment. So let's say that I was getting negative comments in my community and I was leaving those people in the community because I didn't want to appear like that had triggered me. I wanted to look unbothered in front of you, so I left those people that were disrespecting the community, my work, me, in the comment section, in the community. What's wrong with that picture? Okay, that's not being unbothered. That's acting unbothered. In fact, I would be really disturbed if I was doing that, because I would look at, oh my God, where else in my life am I accepting disrespect? Where I'm accepting behaviors that are below my standard just so I appear a certain way. Because for me, it's way more important of how I actually am versus how I appear. Who cares how I appear? How am I? How am I? So that's one example. Let's say another person deleted the comments or blocked the person, but then was like still thinking about the comment all the time. They were consumed by it. They were now changing their behavior of how they were showing up on their social media or in their life or in their business based on those negative comments, but they did delete them. Okay, that's still not being unbothered. You're still bothered. And that's a good thing to know, so that, okay, now that's where we need to do our healing. That's where we need to do our inner work, right? So that's still not being unbothered. What unbothered looks like to me is when I get negative comments or anything. I'm just using that as an example, but you can use this as in any area of your life. Let's say that I was to get a comment and that was rude and disrespectful to me and my community that I spent 14 years nurturing and creating, right? It's the same as if someone walked in my home, was disrespecting me, but I let them stay in my home because I didn't want to appear like I was unbothered to my neighbors. Who cares how I appear? Am I unbothered? Right? Like, truly. So what I do is I look and I scan my body to see if there's a charge. If there's a charge, if it triggered something in me, then I know I've got something to work with. So I will sit and do the process I've taught you guys. They release the charge, work through it, see what core beliefs are there that need to be rewired, do the inner work related to that. Hello, all the stuff that I teach you, I actually embody in my life and do it every single day. Hello, right? And then I would block that person, because those two things are not related. right? Just to appear unbothered, I'm not going to leave disrespectful people in the community, because if they're writing nasty comments to me, what if they're responding to nasty comments to you? And if I was a professor at a university that also housed a daycare center, right? If a daycare participant a child walked into my PhD level class, I would escort them out back into the daycare center, and I would close the door. I wouldn't let them sit there so that all my students thought, oh my God, I don't want to appear like I'm unbothered or unbothered, so let me just let them sit there. No, right? We get to have both. And so I really want to talk to you about this, because it's not about the comments. This comes up in my coaching containers and stuff with other content creators that are, getting really triggered by comments in their community. And I get it, right? Like when you've created your community, you're showing up, you're ready to be seen, you're sharing your light with the world. It can be really jarring to have those people show up. And I remember, like, in my career as well, it used to like take me a lot to be able to work through that and still show up. But over the last 14 years, especially being a student of my own work, I've learned to work through this. And the main message of this topic for me is that, of this video, is that it's not about what it looks like. Like, what is the actual truth? That is embodiment. So if you need to cut someone off from your life because they are disrespecting you, that doesn't make you like not unbothered, right? You could be unbothered and also realize that this person is like not aligned with your values, that they don't know how to speak to people, they don't know how to respect you. You can let them go and still continue doing your inner work, right? One is not related to the other one. You don't have to act like this spiritual enlightened person. That's another big thing I have, that I always talk about the spiritual community, that we've been led to believe that being spiritual or being enlightened means that we let all kinds of shenanigans happen in our life. It's never like just two options. I always say this to you. It's never just two options. It's always more than one. So you could be awakened, you can be spiritual, you could be completely unbothered, and you could like block people, cut people off, let them know the way that you prefer to be treated, and that's what you allow in your life. Like, you're not available for shenanigans basically in your life. And it doesn't matter how that makes you look. It's how you actually are. So my process is in back to the comments, is I go ahead, I see if there's a charge, I work through it, I block the person, and then I continue living my life. I continue living my beautiful, amazing life that I have co-created with the divine. Of course, all the glory goes to God, but I've co-created this, and I'm going to enjoy my life. So that's the correct process of dealing with these things. Not like, oh my God, if I cut this person off, then that means I'm not spiritual. If I block this person, that means I'm not unbothered. There's more than one option. So let's act like grown-ups. So whatever your process is, that's the right process for you. But focus more on what it actually is, what's your truth, versus how you look. Who cares? We didn't come all the way here into 2025 worrying about how we're perceived and how we look and what other people care about. Like, liberate yourself, be free, be free. This is exactly the work that we're doing in Queens of Money. And if you're not in, girl, the energy in there, the power in there, the codes, and girl, we've only done day one, and go to the sales page and look at the testimonials, look at the energy. The energy of this container is fire. It's gone viral, this movement, Queens of Money. I talked about 15 deeply coded subconscious blocks that all women have regarding money, because they're genetically coded. Women are new to money. We haven't had access to money in the way that we do now, and we're allowed to have now. And so it is our divine duty to make sure that we are recoding ourselves. And the thing is, this is not a you problem. This is not like something's wrong with you. This isn't like you're broken. It's just genetically, women have had access to money. I mean, it was only 1971 when the Fair Credit Act was signed, meaning before 1971, if a woman needed a business loan or a credit card loan, she needed a male cosigner. And I'm sharing this story because it really shows you that even today, there's women alive that were alive back then when you couldn't even get a business loan without a male cosigner. Like, we are immune to money and we are killing it. Considering we've only had access to our own money for a few generations, we are killing it in how we're doing this. And we still have so many more women out there that are afraid of success. They have fear of money. They have fear of outperforming their partner or their parents or their culture or their lineage. There's so much of this coding in us, and collectively, we are here to now transmute it and alchemize it. And that's why I made Queens of Money my 3-day experience, only $44. And I want you guys to be able to have access to this 3-day energy. If you purchase it today, it's $44 and you get access to day one replay. Go and watch it and then join us live tomorrow, Monday, June 2nd, and Tuesday, June 3rd. The energy, the activations, just go read the sales page. Now, after June 4th, the price will be going up to $444. I have been running this 3-day experience as if it was a $10,000 mastermind. So I am bringing everything. I'm pouring my heart, my energy, like everything that I know about our subconscious beliefs and coding around money, and giving you the actual tools that you can use to overcome these blocks. I'm putting this in this 3-day experience. After June 4th, the price will change to $444, and then everything will be recorded. The activations are in there, the homework, the rituals, the prayers, everything's in there. Go and read the sales page and tap into the energy of within hours. People are saying they got raises, they started manifesting money, their relationship changed. Like, just go read it. It is fire. Now, someone asked, if I buy this for $44, June 4th, I get charged again, $444. No, that's not what that means, okay? What it means is that people who buy prior to June 4th, 2025, pay $44. Anyone that buys after June 4th pays $444. You don't get charged twice. My school is not even set up like that. Like, you can't buy the same course twice, okay? So you only pay once. You either pay $44 or $444. I would love to have you in there. There's still time to sign up and do the replay. You can listen to both the the activation, and then join us at 11:11 Central Time live tomorrow. Because here's the thing, how you do one thing, typically in your belief system, impacts all other areas of your life. So this thing I shared where we have to like look unbothered versus actually just being unbothered, like living our best life, it is also impacting your money. Because maybe you're trying to look a certain way with money. Maybe you're trying to be the cool girl that's spiritual and doesn't care about money. Okay, spiritual people realize that money is God in circulation. So to me, a person isn't even truly spiritual if they're still spiritually bypassing over money. Unless they truly decided that they don't want money, but those people are not sitting around having limiting beliefs around money, or calling money evil, or telling you not to have money. Do you see how this works? Like, it's actually how you are, who you are, how you exist in it, versus pretending something. So these 15 subconscious blocks, even though I'm sharing them in regards to money, they will help you in so many more areas of your life. Even the women that responded back to that training saying, oh my God, this is like up-leveled my relationship. I also want to just give a shout out to all the men that were there live supporting their women. Oh my God, I love seeing that. I love seeing that. I love doing inner work with my husband. So when I see you doing inner work with your husband, with your children, with your mom, with your best friend, with your sister, with your colleague, I love that. And I'm celebrating you so big. And I will see you live tomorrow. Link is in the description box. And all the information, you'll get an automatic email sent out when you sign up with the Zoom link. And I'll see you there. Bye.